Perfect. There. All right, thank you everybody for joining our webinar today, Career Exploration Activities for Middle and High School Classrooms. We're very excited to get started talking about this topic. My name is Samantha Forehand. I'm the Director of Sales and Marketing here at Realityworks. And this is a topic I enjoy presenting on both live and webinars because career exploration is such an important topic for our students today to be engaged with. So to get started for everybody out there, please grab pen and paper. As you grab that, think about 2 to 3 things you're hoping to learn today and write those down. One of my big goals every time I present on topics is to truly help the attendees build a plan to incorporate the topic into their program or into their classroom. And I want you to write down what you're hoping to learn so that we can make sure we accomplish that. And if we don't, you can ask that question at the end. Additionally, I plan to share a lot of ideas and a ton of resources. And while following this presentation, we will send the recording as well as the slides and some link to the resources. I want you to make sure you jot things down that are really pertinent right in the moment to you as well. So grab that pen and paper, write down 2 or 3 ideas, and be prepared to write a little bit of a plan for how you're going to incorporate career exploration into your program. So a little bit more about Realityworks, as we are the host and presenter of this webinar today. Realityworks has a mission to serve the career and technical education marketplace by delivering impactful, high-quality products that we create in partnership with our educators. So we create simulators, trainers, models that can help students understand the technical skills of a career that they are looking at. But then we also incorporate some great materials along with those to help them explore that future career and engage in what that product is that it's teaching them. We create a lot of fun things, and everything is from ideas from the educators that we work with. So finding out what are those difficult topics for your students to grasp onto, and how can we create a trainer or simulator to hit that lesson home. And since we go out in so many classrooms and talk to educators, we get tons of ideas, not only about products we should create, but about topics that are working in the classroom and messages they're delivering. So we love to do webinars like this today to share some of those things that we've learned in our years of working with our fantastic customers. So that is what we're going to be presenting today. So what is our plan? We're going to talk a little bit about what is career exploration. What does Google tell us it is, and what do we think it is for our own program? I have 5 great ideas to help you get started today, help you get started incorporating career exploration into any type of class that you have. And then I also want to share some of the great products that Realityworks has created for career exploration. And finally, free resources. You're going to see some great links and resources throughout the presentation, and we'll end just with some of those top ones I'm hoping you'll go and check out after this webinar. One thing I'm going to do throughout the presentation is pop up my little Think, Pair, Share icon. Now, if I was presenting in person, when I popped this up, I would have the attendees think about a concept or a question that I'm asking. I'd have them get with a partner next to them and share what they wrote down. And then we'd have them share with the greater group. It's a great way to get everybody interactive in presentations. But in the webinar setting, I also want to use it to get you, the attendees, to think about a concept. Again, as I said in the beginning, let's build a plan for you to incorporate career exploration. And so whenever you see this icon, I'm going to stop for a minute and have you write down kind of your answer. Think about the question or the concept I throw out there and write down what your answer would be to incorporate in your program. All right, so what is career exploration? We know this is a very buzzworthy topic right now. It has been for a couple of years, and it's definitely going to be in the coming years. We are needing to get this into our middle schools and high schools. We want to help our students really think about what can their future hold with them. What should be their next steps in their education or career path to help them find what's going to be great for them for their future. Now, I looked up a few definitions out there of what different institutes think career exploration is. So from the Applied Educational Systems, their definition of career exploration is that it is the process of researching, evaluating, and learning about modern work opportunities and how students can pursue the careers of their choice. Now, keyword I see in here is researching, and the other one is evaluating. So giving students that chance to really look into what potential careers could be. And that word research is going to pop up in some of our ideas later in this webinar. The next definition is from California, Berkeley, and they say career exploration is simply learning about various occupations and their fit with your unique career preferences, skills, interests, and values that you want to satisfy your career. Now, that word in quotes, fit, is so important because the students should be thinking about what career fits what would satisfy me. I love that they put that in quotes because I think that's so valuable when you're looking at incorporating it. Let's relate it to our students. And the last definition that I saw comes from Pepperdine University, and they say the career exploration process involves learning more about yourself, researching your options, trying new experiences, and creating a strategic plan to reach your professional goals. So again, let's go beyond just that, looking at what careers could be out there, and let's create a plan to actually go towards our professional goals. That can be a great thing to make sure you're incorporating into your program. So as I looked at each of those, I thought, what's my own definition of career exploration? So what I think is career exploration should be the process to learn about and evaluate career opportunities based on one's interest. This should be a discovery process. It should be fun as our students get to learn about themselves and what their future could hold. It really should be a time to discover the opportunities that are out there and start to pick what might be of interest for our students. So as I said earlier, we're going to have our Think, Pair, Share person pop up. So each program for career exploration could be a little different. So I want you to take the next minute and write down on your paper what is important in your own program, in your own class, that is incorporated in career exploration. Now, as you write this definition down, there's going to be some keywords. Maybe you put fun, maybe you put research, maybe it is learning about yourself, but those are all going to be important as you start to put some activities within the program to make sure it hits on those words. All right, we will move on to, so where should career exploration be taught? Should it be middle schools or should it be high schools? Many people say middle school is the right place. This is where students can set up their path for their high school studies. They can determine what CTE classes they're going to go into, which might help push them towards what post-secondary classes they go into. It's a great place to just learn about themselves before they get in high school. So middle school can be a super beneficial place. But why not high school? High school is where students are going to know a little bit more about themselves. They may actually have jobs at that point or internships. And that might be where they're starting to formulate what interests them based on those jobs and internships. But really, is either wrong? I don't think either is wrong, because anytime you can expose students to careers where they can learn, discover, evaluate, is going to help them create a path for their future. So depending on if you have middle school, high school, or both, there really is no wrong answer, and what specific classes it's taught in could vary as well. What we're really seeing with middle schools is there tends to be specific classes called career exploration, or units in a life school class, or a unit on career readiness. All of those we're really starting to see pop up in our middle schools, which is great because it's helping prepare them for when they get into high school, where high school may have specific CTE courses and fields of study, classes that they can learn more of those hard skills in within high school. We're also seeing CTSOs, our career and technical student organizations, being offered both at high school and middle school. And those are a great opportunity for students to explore some more careers. So there is no right or wrong answer where it is. The goal here is let's get students exposed to career opportunities. Let's get these programs in our schools. So just popping this up here, just going to take 30 seconds. Where do you see career exploration fitting into your classes? All right, again, as we write these down, think about how you're going to incorporate it and where's the right place within your classes to incorporate it. All right, let's get started on incorporating some ideas. Now, how are we going to get this into our programs of study? What are some easy ways that we can start to talk about it, and what are some great resources that we can use? So I'm going to share 5 ideas that I see as being a great way to incorporate career exploration. First big idea, take time to research. You saw that in a few of the different definitions that research is really important. So here's some steps that I have for doing a research project in your class on career exploration. The first thing you would tell your students is let's create a list of careers. Now, their list of careers could be based totally on their interests, or else you could have them look at local industry in the area where they might actually get jobs after they graduate. I'm going to write typical jobs down there. If you're in middle school, have them look at the high school and what CTE class offerings they have and what careers could be related to that. Same thing if you're doing this in high school. Look at post-secondary offerings in the area. What careers could come from those post-secondary offerings? But really, the goal is let's get students to just start creating lists of potential careers that they could have as part of our research. Next, we're going to be telling them, okay, we're going to be researching one of these careers, and things you're going to have to look for are going to be specific parameters that you're going to set around. So the parameters I would give students would be, remember, keep it fun. Wage is always a fun one. So what are you going to make at one of these jobs? What are typical job tasks going to be? What education are you going to need? What's the job outlook? Is there any specific skills that you really have to know to do this career? So you have your students, with their list of careers, parameters around their research, and next, they've got to just pick one of those careers to research. So have them choose a career and then say it's time to research. So you want to share some of the places that they can go and start to research what those careers are. There's so many websites out there. On the next slide, I'm going to show my favorite one, but by giving them the career to research, the parameters to look for, some options of websites, they can get on their way to start to do that look into what a career could be to offer them. Final step after they're done with this, always have them present their careers to each other so they can learn from one another. All right, so what's my favorite website for researching? It's using the US Bureau of Labor Statistics. Super easy to use site that can give students a look at that career and those parameters that I shared. This website actually shows that to students. So you can either copy down that link that's on your screen, or else if you just go to the US Bureau of Labor Statistics and right in their search bar at the top, just type in career exploration, this page will pop up. So on this page, then they pick that, larger area of study or interest. So here I opened up the healthcare. So now the careers within healthcare that they can learn more about on this website is a pharmacist, a dentist, a nurse, an optometrist, or a doctor. So then they would just choose one of those careers. And then they're going to get this full summary about the job. So they're going to see what the median pay is, type of education. So again, those parameters we set, they'll be able to find it on this website. So research is just a great way to get students to look into the career, but setting those careers out that they want to look at and then setting those parameters is going to give them what they're supposed to be looking for. And again, look for those great websites to get that information that they can then write down and present back to their students. So next idea is soft skills. Soft skills or employability skills is another buzzword that's out there, but it's such an important aspect to career exploration. You don't want to miss the opportunity to teach these soft skills right alongside of the different exploration activities that you're doing as well. Something we've heard a lot is that hard skills might get you in the door for an interview, but your soft skills are going to be what gets you to keep and actually get that job. It's really important to apply the concept of soft skills to any career investigation that they're doing. So why do soft skills matter? This is a statistic that we found, and it just screams. 77% of companies say that soft skills are just as important as the hard skills for the job. And 16% of companies say soft skills are even more important than those hard skills. So companies really value soft skills. So why not incorporate that right into your career explorations program? So what are some easy ways to incorporate soft skills? 3 big skills are teamwork, critical thinking, and communication. So easy way to incorporate soft skills is for teamwork is assign group work. As we look back to that research activity, you could have students do it in partners. You could have students do it in a group of 3 so that they have to work together and collaborate on what career they're going to look at and what they're seeing. And really, just by being in group work, they're working on the skill of teamwork and working with other people. Next big easy way to, or next soft skill to incorporate is critical thinking. The best way to do critical thinking is reflection activities. So writing down what they're learning, what's meaningful, what's that knowledge, really think about it and reflect on what they learned. You could say, do a little bit of journaling, a page of journaling on what you discovered about a career. Are you still interested in it? What about it are you interested in? What did you learn about that career that gets you excited? Or what did you find out that maybe you're not excited about? So doing those reflection activities is helping students learn to critically think, which is an important skill to have. And then finally, communication. So I pop up our Think, Pair, Share icon here because Think, Pair, Share is a very fun way to incorporate communication into the classroom without having to have extra curriculum or activities. You're throwing a concept out there and you're saying, think about it, write it down. Grab a partner, pair up, say what you've thought about, and then share it into the entire class. By having students do Think, Pair, Share in the classroom, you're really working on their communication skill, an easy way to incorporate soft skills right within your program. So at Realityworks, we do offer some great soft skills programs or employability programs. These are out-of-the-box ways to incorporate those into your classroom. It fits into any type of class, whether it's middle school career exploration or maybe a senior level CTE course in high school. There is no wrong place to teach soft skills. And we have some really great out-of-the-box ones that incorporate lots of those skills we talked about, the teamwork, the collaboration, the critical thinking, communication, but then also put students in great scenarios of real world situations that they're going to face. So our next idea kind of goes pair in pair with that, scenario-based learning. Scenario-based learning is a great way to incorporate career exploration because you give students that chance to be in real-world situations that they're going to face, but in the environment of your own classroom. So 4 great reasons to incorporate scenario-based learning. First one is you get to create a sticky learning experience. So sticky learning, we like to say, is making that lasting impact on students. It helps explain the why behind the lessons, which lets students really connect to what they're learning in a larger context. It facilitates soft skills development. So jumping back to our idea number 2, how important soft skills are. With scenario-based learning, it helps students develop those skills as they're challenged with situations that require them to critically think, problem solve, communicate, listen, and so on. All important skills that they're going to be able to use in real-world careers afterwards. Scenario-based learning also provides great guided exploration for our students. With scenarios, they can look at real-world situations, which are unpredictable. Many times our students may think something's going to occur a certain way, and soon they'll find out what they thought isn't actually the case. So, scenarios can help them explore different viewpoints, problems, and react appropriately to those situations. And with scenarios, it really does provide a safe practice zone for our students to gain mastery in those skills. So it allows our learners to make mistakes through feedback, reinforcing the right approach. Scenario-based learning is going to let our students respond to situations in any way that they think is appropriate. Then they can really reflect on that situation and post that scenario. They can really look at, was that the best decision that I made for that situation? And it's safe because they're in the classroom, they're not in the real world, but they can use each other to kind of determine, was that the best way to face something? And so when I say scenario-based learning, I think about, building real world situations depending on various careers. So if you wanted to create some scenarios, I have a couple ways you could create those. So first one is, if you go out to YouTube and you type in work scenarios or career situations, there's going to be tons of videos that pop up. A lot of them are, just actors out there acting out a situation. It could be a conflict at work, it could be a communication issue, but it's going to let the students see that actual workplace scenario happening. And then you pause it and you have them reflect on that scenario that they saw and what they think the characters in the video would actually do. And then they get to talk to each other about it too. So you can see those scenarios right out on YouTube. It's already done for you. Another way to get some scenarios for students to be in is go out and ask your colleagues. Ask them to write out a work scenario that they have experienced before. And it doesn't have to be a teaching experience. It could go back to maybe when they worked in the food industry, or maybe they worked a summer job in lawn care or something where it's like, hey, think back to a work situation where you could write out a scenario about that. They could think about things like performance issues or customer disagreements, communication problems, and just write out what happened and who was involved. You can take that scenario then and give it to your students as if they're part of that real world situation and ask them, how would you handle this situation? You could also ask your students. Some of your students may have part-time jobs outside of school. Ask them to present their experience on things they've dealt with customers. Now I pop up our Think, Pair, Share because I just want you to write down, where are some places you could get some scenarios or workplace scenarios that you could use in your career exploration program. Do you have a great coworker you could go to? Or do you know somebody who works at a job that your students might be interested in? All right. So from Realityworks, we also create what we say is our scenario cards. So we look at various different careers, nursing, culinary, childcare, and so on. And we actually went to experts and we said, help us write some scenarios out. And we base them all on different soft skills. So the example I have up here is a scenario based on flexibility within an agriculture career. So the scenario we had the person write, they said basically, let's just look at a situation. And their situation was, okay, well, you're feeding calves. Your boss comes up to you and asks you, can you help with the parlor because one of your coworkers had to leave suddenly because they have a sick child at school. You complain to your boss that you do not have time to fill in because you have to finish the feeding of the calves. So he should go ask another person. So that's the situation that the employee or the student is in. Then on the next side of the card, it just says, what are some key questions? They're looking at the different people involved, so the coworker themselves and their boss. And key questions could be, what effect do you think your inflexibility has on the morale of your coworkers? What is the overall effect to not helping out? So it's very simple scenario of a real life situation, but then you're asking the students the questions to make them think about other points of view. They can react to those in any way. It's a safe environment in their classroom. And then students can talk to each other about how they would handle the situation. So scenario-based learning is another idea to incorporate career exploration in. Think about those careers. Use your colleagues and students to help build those. Can be great ways to get students to think differently about real world situations. Okay, next idea on career exploration is let's use our community. This could fall into that first idea of research, or it also could help us expand our scenarios that we just talked about. So our community has a lot to offer and will show us local industry and therefore what jobs are available in our area. They can also really help support our students and their future. We just have to ask them. So question is, what would you ask from your community? Here's 4 different ways I think you can use your community to help you with career exploration. First, guest speakers. This can be virtual or live, but you could have various people come in and just talk about their career, what education they had to get, what's their typical day, what they love about their job, challenges they face. Myself, I've been asked to go into a high school and talk to their marketing classes about what's my typical day. It's a way to expose students to what a actual career is. And community members like to go into schools. You just have to ask them. You could also ask them to do panel discussions, get several speakers, maybe get to different industries, but the same job type, to come in and do a panel discussion with their students. Have the students actually have questions ready as well for the panel discussion. And you don't have to just think about industry like workers. You could actually pull in professors from a local tech school or college and have them come in to talk more about educational opportunities for various careers as well. Company tours. This is a great way for students to physically see different workplaces. So reach out to some local big companies and say, hey, can our students come and just do a walkthrough for 20, 30 minutes and see different companies in the area and learn a little bit more about what they do. It's great to just like see people working and try to relate that to what their possible job could be in the future. And finally, student interviews. If you can't get speakers to come in to you and you can't get out to company tours, have your students go out and just do interviews. The questions that they might come up with for a guest speaker or panel discussion can be great one-on-one as well. They could talk to family members, an aunt or uncle. They could call up a professor at a college and talk to them. But have them do an interview to learn more about somebody's job or career, and then come back and present it to the students on what they learned from that interview. All right, Think, Pair, Share is up there. Again, we're trying to help build what your career exploration program could be. So I just want you to jot down from these 4 different ways you could use your community. What is one of them you think you could actually implement into your program in the next 6 months, let's say? Who out in your community could you be able to use as a guest speaker panel discussion? Or is it have the students do the interview? Just write down an idea, easy to incorporate. All right, our final idea, incorporate hands-on learning tools. So we know today's students, we have to grab their attention, and using 21st century learning aids can really assist in this to help students get to physically work on something and discover a potential career. So this is what Realityworks is all about. We create simulators and trainers to get students to really get their hands on learning some hard skills, but then discovering more about a particular career. A great example of a product that we have in one of those pictures, we have an electrical wiring kit. So this is used all around the country, really with a goal for students to experience what it would be like to be an electrician. The product is totally safe. It's shock-free. It runs off of batteries with an assessment tool built right in. But what students get to do is they get to walk up to a wall and they get to follow activities of doing wiring, actually doing a switch. So they're learning that hard skill, but then they're getting to hands-on discover what it would be to be an electrician and kind of spark their interest if that would be of interest to them. So hands-on learning tool is incredibly engaging for today's students and would be something encourage everybody, get that incorporated into your classroom. So what does Realityworks have to offer? Well, we have well over 300 different products that could be incorporating depending on your area of career exploration. But specifically, we pulled out different packages of products that we saw would be a great way to be able to quickly incorporate careers right into your class. So we have general career exploration with various tools for agriculture, trade skills, culinary, childcare, nursing, or else we have more specific ones if you're looking to do lots of discovery on childcare, for example, or trades, for example. So we took some of our top engaging products that we saw fitting into either middle school or high school. We packaged them up. And each of the products that come in those different packages also come with what we call our career exploration stations. So while a tool could have up to 10 different lessons you could do with it, we pulled out what's that one great exploration activity that a student could sit down in a station, follow along this sheet themselves to do that one activity. So even though our tools can be used for a really deep dive of a hard skill, you can also use these tools just in an exploration station as well. Just give them that quick hands-on, engage that learner, and be able to see one activity they might do within a career. All right, so we went over lots of ideas, shared some resources. So there is a little more. I want to get into what are some of those free resources I encourage you check out today to help with career exploration. First, this is a great resource that is out there that was put out by the Association of Career and Technical Education. It's a paper entitled Career Exploration in Middle Schools, Setting Students on a Path to Success. It's a great free report out there. They have 6 recommendations for how you can implement career exploration. They recommend you integrate project-based learnings and activities that are going to incorporate employability or soft skills as well, like we talked earlier. It's a great paper just to read, which is going to help set you up if you're looking at incorporating this into middle school. Great research paper to help you build on what you need for your program. So you can find that at acteonline.org. Another resource is Realityworks has a career exploration implementation landing page out on our website. Things we offer out there, we offer free career exploration lessons. So we have written lots of lessons that incorporate that research and soft skills and interactivity with other students on various career topics. So if you go out and visit our career exploration page, you can get access to all those free lessons. We also are always putting out blogs on different activities you can be teaching with career exploration, and you can see lots of Realityworks offerings. And even more free resources, we offer some great infographics, both on soft skills and on various careers. These posters are downloadable. You can print them off. Some are very focused on careers and opportunities. You could use them as part of your researching, have them in your class to engage students. But if you go out to Realityworks, you can get those free downloadable posters. And then finally, our webinars. So we have webinar offerings monthly. Some are on products, some incorporate educators talking about their programs, and some of them are on topics like this. Our goal really is to share information that we have learned with you to help better your programs. So our webinars out on realityworks.com are offered monthly on various different topics. All right, so jumping back, hopefully you had that pen and paper in hand and wrote down a few things you were hoping to learn today, started building what your program could be for career exploration, and hopefully you can jumpstart and start a program. So I'm going to jump over to Q&A. So if there was something you were hoping to learn you didn't, throw that out in the chat right now and let's see if we can answer it. Also, if you have any general questions, let me know and I'm happy to answer those.
Hey, Sam, do you want to go over what everybody will be receiving after the webinar?
Sure. So after the webinar, you will get an email that will take you out to where you can access the slides of that we presented today. You can access the recording, those free resources like the posters and free lessons. They're all going to be able to be accessed right from an email that we will be sending you. Now, throughout the presentation, I showed a whole lot of different links to resources, but expect an email from us that will include this presentation so you have that to access afterwards if you saw something that really engaged you.
Awesome. And then regarding the career exploration packages that you went over, are they customizable?
Any package that Realityworks offers is customizable. So when you see any package that we have out there, we created that based off of buying behaviors of our customers and what we've learned from them. Hey, these are the products that they want to incorporate. But what often happens is you might look at that and say, you know, my students aren't not interested in this one area. Can I swap out this product for that product? That is completely customizable for your program and what you're learning about. We have a fantastic account manager team here that wants to help you use those products. So they're going to customize that package that best fits your need. And it could be based on industry, it could be based on post-secondary offerings. But the idea is let's get some great hands-on tools in your classrooms to help your students explore those careers.
Awesome. And then where can they go to find pricing on our products?
Anywhere on our website, you will be able to see the pricing. So if you're looking specifically for those packages, if you go to realityworks.com and look for career exploration, you'll see the package pricing, but you can go to the individual products as well to see what they would cost if you're only looking to buy maybe that one item. And remember, all of our products come with a curriculum that is downloadable, and the most specific career exploration ones also come with those free downloadable career exploration station sheets as well.
Awesome. And I'm not seeing any additional questions coming in at this time.
Okay, well, thank you, everybody, and look for that recap email that will be coming to you. Have a great day.